Make sure that you watch this video till the end. Now, off the top of my head, I can give you 10 reasons why you should own commercial real estate in Lagos alone. One main thing to consider is the location. Everybody needs to see your business. So I welcome you to the Wealthy Place, the first private commercial estate in Ibeju, Lekki. The Wealthy Place is the first private commercial estate in Ibeju, Lekki. About 2 months ago, physical allocation happened here, and a lot of work has already begun on site. Now, your business needs to be in the eyes of everyone. So we're offering you dry land where you can build your schools, resorts, hotels, and lounge. And if you're looking for a space for a warehouse, this is the place for you. Imagine owning a business close to the Lekki Free Trade Zone. You're also in close proximity to the Lekki Seaport and Dangote Private Jetty. We also have Kellogg's Cornflakes and Power Oil not too far from you. So here is what you should do right now. Call the number showing on your screen. Send a message. Let me bring you to site. Make sure you own at least 5 plots here at the Wealthy Place.
Lekki International Airport is a proposed airport in Lekki, Nigeria, designed for a capacity of 5 million passengers annually. The Lekki Airport project is projected to cost $450 million in its first phase, planned to be situated 10 kilometers from Lekki Free Trade Zone, and was originally proposed to open in 2012. More than 1 decade after it was proposed, an investment prospectus pushed into the global market in search of investment partners, it appears foreign and local investors are yet to be convinced that the $450 million Lekki International Airport in Lagos is worth staking their funds. Lagos, Nigeria's economic hub and commercial capital, operates federally owned international airports, which currently attracts average annual air passenger traffic of about 9 million, from the total average of 15 million travelers across the 31 airports in the country. There is a general thinking within the aviation industry that the numbers are not attractive enough to spur investors' interest in the development of a new airport in Lagos, given the capital-intensive nature of such a project. This, among other socio-political factors, might be working against the proposed Lekki International Airport, industry experts believe. The airport was proposed as a public-private partnership between the state government and a would-be investor, in which the government would provide the land and the other complementary infrastructure, while the private partner would construct the airport on a design, build, finance, operate and manage basis under a competitive tender process and in accordance with international best practices. It was gathered that part of the proposed site for the airport, measuring 3,000 hectares along the Lekki Airport corridor, is being turned into a dump site. There has been a contention between the host community of the proposed airport and the Lagos state government, which was resolved about 2 years ago, in the hope that it would galvanize investors' interest in the multi-million-dollar project. But this has done little or nothing as investors remain aloof and seem not ready to touch the airport project even with a long spoon. We haven't found an investor for the airport. We're still searching. An official of the Lagos State Ministry of Commerce and Industry, who craved anonymity, confided in Business Day. This is in spite of several trade exhibitions and foreign trips in search of would-be investors embarked upon by the officials of the ministry and other relevant state government agencies in the last 10 years. Situated about 10 kilometers from Lekki Free Trade Zone, the airport was proposed to cater for the Airbus A380, making it a Code F compliant airport with capacity for 2 million passengers per annum for a start. Investors banked on to get the project off the ground, resented and pulled out of discussions 4 years ago. Since then, the Lagos state government had been unable to talk new investors into the project. The airport was proposed to serve the fast-growing residential-cum-industrial Lekki hub, where several multi-billion-dollar investments are springing up, including the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Lekki Seaport, Dangote 650,000 barrels per day refinery, among others. 4 rated firms had worked with Lagos State as consultants on the airport project. They include Arup, a firm of consultant engineers, designers, planners, and technical specialists; Norton Rose Fulbright, a global legal firm with 54 offices worldwide; Stanbic IBTC Capital, a member of Standard Bank Group, which was appointed sole financial advisor; and Banwo and Igodalo, a Nigerian-based law firm. Efforts to bring the airport into a reality under Babatunde Fashola, the former governor of Lagos, suffered a setback because investors who initially expressed interest withdrew from the deal, forcing the government to return to the drawing board. It was gathered that the investors pulled out from the project, citing inclement political and social environment, thus forcing the state government and its consultants to launch a fresh search for another set of investors. In 2011, as part of the competitive tender process for the construction of the airport, the Lagos State government, through its consultants, advertised the request for pre-qualification, and 33 Nigerian and international firms indicated interest to participate in the ambitious project. The companies had earlier submitted expression of interest, bidding for the project under a PPP arrangement, following a public notice advertised by the state government to that effect. Of the 33 firms, 20 were Nigerian-based. They were to compete against 13 foreign companies, including Munich Airport Germany, Hyundai Engineering and Construction Company Limited, Canadian Commercial Corporation, among others. In 2013, 3 infrastructure development consortia of firms, including Brugge's Batiment, Eco Global and Mavis, were again in the race for the first round of bidding for the development of the airport. Local and foreign representatives of the bidders were in the state for the preliminary processes of the bidding and held talks with the government and its team of consultants to the project. They also visited the site for physical inspection to enable them have a first-hand impression of the site. The preferred bidder was expected to be announced in April 2014, while the signing of the concession agreement and project documents was to take place in June 2014, with the financial close of deal expected in September of the same year, but this was never realized. Under the former governor Akinwumi Ambode, who took over in May 29, 2015, it was expected that the new government would double efforts in the pursuit of the realization of the multi-billion naira infrastructure. Although the official said the Ambode-led government never abandoned it, what is now obvious is that the airport project has failed to take off at all. Challenges faced in constructing the new airport. The newest development has faced so many challenges in the past. For instance, in the year 2015, around May, the development of the Lekki International Airport is reportedly stalled due to local landowner opposition to the land acquisition process, as well as delays in investors committing to the airport financing. Shola Owuru, the former Lagos State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, acknowledged that the state government is looking for investors and that construction on the project will resume once new funding is secured. The state government is also returning some of the land it has bought to 98 local villages, some of which had been purchased for a planned perimeter road. Meanwhile, the project has continued to progress steadily. Major hubs in the access of the new airport. The Lekki Free Trade Zone is in close proximity to the airport. The Lekki Free Trade Zone, which was established in 2006, is a modern free zone that follows international best practices. The zone's 16,500 hectares are separated into 4 quadrants and administered by a variety of operators, taking advantage of Lagos State's status as West Africa's main distribution hub. The Lekki Free Zone is situated in Lagos State's southeast portion, with the Atlantic Ocean to the south and the Lekki Lagoon to the north. It is 50 kilometers from Victoria Island, Lagos, and is bordered by 5 kilometers of coastline. Another major hub in the axis is the Alaro city. The city is located in the Lekki Free Zone's northwest quadrant in Lagos, Nigeria. The city is conveniently located on the Lekki Airport Expressway, providing easy access to Lagos and the rest of Nigeria. To the south of the city, the largest deep sea port in West Africa is now under construction. Dangote Refinery is also located in the axis. Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, is building the continent's largest oil refinery, a fertilizer factory, a petrochemical plant, and a subsea gas pipeline project, which is valued at $17 billion. Another notable establishment in the axis is the Lekki Seaport. The Lekki Seaport is the largest deep water port in West Africa, allowing exports to West Africa and beyond. Local and international investors are flocking to the zone.